Hi Papercrafters, welcome to another Design with Joe video. I'm Joanne Rogers, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Alberta, Canada, and I've been designing with you in mind since 1999. Today I want to share a fun project for you that's super easy. It's a little pocket note card that's folded out of designer series paper, has a piece of cardstock on the back, and has a little card that you can pop into the pocket with your note on it. We're going to be working with the paper from the 2019 celebration, which is just gorgeous paper. It is called Botanical Butterfly, and it is a great mix of colorful butterflies and black and white. See if I can pull these apart so that you can see. So on one side, there is a colorful foliage kind of butterfly, or just straight butterflies, all different sizes. And on the other is a black and white pattern of some kind, so that you can either punch them out, you can color them in, you can use them as they are. Just show you a few more. There's also a very pretty Highland Heather one here. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with this paper. So we're also going to use the Butterfly Gala stamp set. So this stamp set is in the Occasions catalog, 2019 Occasions catalog, and it has been so popular. It's been actually on back order and sold out. We couldn't even order it for a while, but coming April 1st, it's going to be available again. And it has 4 different types of butterfly elements on it, and some wonderful sayings that are a mix of your cursive writing and then some very plain uppercase letters. So it's really a really fun set, and it's a 2-step stamping set, and it's photopolymer as well, so you can see through here. And I've been getting a lot of use out of the bold colors as well. So today we're going to be using this one here, and we're going to use the Good Things in Life Are Better With You, and we're also going to use the little antennas. There's 2 different sizes, one for the little guy and one for the big guy. This is the design I've chosen to use today, and it's dots on one side, and it's got that beautiful, really this is the Botanical Butterfly set. So it's got purples, it's got Grapefruit Grove in there, it's got Daffodil Delight, and it's got Balmy Blue. So I'm going with a background or offset with black. We're going to have a piece of black that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so the same size as a regular card. A piece of Balmy Blue that is 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to have a piece of Whisper White, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and some scraps as well. And then we're going to have a piece of our designer paper that is 10 1/2 by 4. We're going to do our stamping first. So I have my piece of Whisper White, which actually is a piece of shimmery white. And I have my scrap of Whisper White. I have some Balmy Blue ink. Just open that. And then I have my Memento Black ink as well. So I'm going to stamp my butterflies first. And these are photopolymer stamps. So you want to make sure that you're going to be stamping on a surface that has some give to it, a little bit of resiliency. So think of it sort of like being on a trampoline. So there's going to be some give, so it's going to actually return you a really nicer imprint. So I'm just going to stamp my butterflies up here in the top left, and then we're going to put in our antennas. And I always like my antennas to be not right up against the butterfly and a little bit offset, so that they look just a little bit more whimsical, I think. So I'm going to move that one a little bit to the left and this one just a smidge to the right. And then I'm also going to do my words, and I'm going to do my words on my other piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to do those in Balmy Blue. I'm going to punch out my greeting using my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. It will just fit inside there. And I always use my punches upside down. And I'm going to punch a 2-inch circle out of Balmy Blue, which I think I forgot to tell you need a scrap for. So 2-inch for that. And then I'm going to punch my starburst circle out of a piece of basic black. So I'm going to put those all together just with a little bit of snail. So we're done with that, and I'm going to also put my white on top of my blue. And then I'm not going to glue that down because this is going to fit inside the pocket. One of the things you need to do with this fun fold card is decide if your paper has a directional pattern on it. So in this case, our butterflies are all sort of flying up this way. So I wouldn't want to have this showing on the outside because it would look like it was upside down. If I had just dots that I wanted to show, it wouldn't matter because whichever way I hold that paper, it's always the same. So if I'm thinking of that, what I want to do, and if I want to have this side showing up, I need to have it go the wrong way. So by that I mean it is facing to my right as opposed to my left, which is natural for me. So if you think just right, you want that to go to the right, and you want to measure it at 5 1/4. And we're also going to need to pull out our arm for this. So we're going to measure it at 5 1/4. Okay, and we want to make sure we use our score tool. So give it a good score there, and you want to also measure it at 9 1/4. So I'm just going to pull it across to the 9 1/4 here and give it a score there. Okay, so I've got it scored in 2 places, and we're done with our trimmer. So I'm just going to fold up on those lines now, and you can pull out your bone folder. Your paper is a little easier to fold than, say, cardstock would be, but it is really nice to have a nice crisp fold and have it perfectly aligned. Okay, so there's what we're going to work with here. For the next step, I want to take some of my ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around the entire folded card. So I don't want to glue it down first. And you need to decide if you want to have a bow on there, if you want to have a knot, or if you don't want to have anything and just have it go around the front to the back. I think I do want to have a knot on mine. So you need to give yourself a little bit of ribbon. And I'm going to pull out my good scissors for fabric, and then I'm just going to knot it on this side. So how I do my knots so they're square is left over right and under, so under and through, and then right over left and under. So that way you should end up with a nice square knot and a nice looking knot as well, and it'll lie flat and your tails will go off to the side. I'm not going to clip that until I finish off the card. So that's going to hold your card together, and now we need to put either liquid glue or tear and tape. I'm going to use liquid glue on mine. Liquid glue all around the outside edge, and I always put some on the ribbon as well, just so that it's not going to move anywhere. And you're going to place that right over top of your piece of cardstock, and your cardstock again is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and lay it straight down even there in the center. So that part is done. Now we're going to take our words that we stamped out before, and they're just going to go on the side with some dimensionals. And you're just going to place this right over top of the ribbon. I'm going to move that little piece first. I'm going to move it. And I didn't put any of the glue up here because I don't want it to stick on top. So I'm just going to tighten up that up a little bit. I see that I need to cut that off. But I'm just going to pop in my pocket there. And I'm just going to finish these edges off so that they're really quite short. Okay. And then of course we need to put a little bit of design on there. So I've pulled out the butterfly duet punch as well. And I want to punch out a butterfly maybe for here, maybe a couple butterflies. And one of the things about this paper is that these butterflies were made to go with the punch. So I'm using the yellow paper here, and I'm going to punch out one of the, I think maybe the blue guy. So I don't know why they're guys, but they're guys. So I'm going to punch out, you're going to have a little ribbon of yellow around there, which is okay. So I just want one of those. And I'm also going to punch out one of these guys, which is green and blue. So they are bigger. So you're going to take that small punch and you're going to go right over top. And I'm going to get the center of the butterfly in there. I don't want too much white. So I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to have a pretty little butterfly like this. So it looks a little bit different. And I'm also going to do that for this one down here. So this one down here is going to be the green and the yellow. So you can get a bunch of different things. And if I wanted, I could probably use it as a dotted one as well. So we've got our 3 butterflies. Here we are. And I'm going to put those, I'm going to put one right over top of here with my mini dimensionals. And I think I'm going to put the blue one right over top. I'll put them just coming out of the ribbon perhaps. There we go. That looks a little bit better than the side. And to finish them off, we're going to put in some of our sequins and some rhinestones. So I'm just going to put maybe a sequin down here and one up here. And then maybe I'll put one more, maybe I'll put it up on this side. And to finish those off, just a little bit of rhinestone on there for some bling, because we have to have some bling on the card, I think. Don't you think every card looks just a little bit better with bling? So there you go. There's your card. Just going to tighten this up a smidge. Okay, so I probably would have cut that just a little bit longer. Next time I would do that just a little bit longer. So I want to show you that first one again. So here was the first one that I made. So it's in Daffodil Delight and Basic Black with our little butterfly. And this time I cut a big butterfly using the large butterfly in the Butterfly Gala. And I've got the daffodil ribbon, the trim on there, double stitched ribbon. And then the last one is the same paper. So I want to show you how different it looks. The same paper, and this time I have stamped and colored in with my Wink of Stella. I've done the same thing with the sequins there. And so I've got also the lemon lime twist. I hope this idea gave you a little inspiration and you're going to give it a try too. I'd love to hear that you did and how it turned out and what tweaks you might have made along the way. I would especially love for you to share a photo of what you made in our Design with Jo VIPeeps Facebook group. We're building a fun group of crafters who love to craft and share what they're creating. You can purchase any of the supplies I used for this design by clicking on the links in the description below. And if you live in Canada and don't yet have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your gal. You can also find me at www.designwithjo.ca. I post regularly and it's great to have you join in. Thanks very much for joining me today and have a super paper crafting day. Bye-bye.